the first day of September. You can see how things are starting to wind down. The green beans are succumbing to disease. Still producing though. Ooh, I see a reaper. Bunch of beautiful tomatoes to pick today. Today is a pick day. No, I don't feel very good. Oh dear, got smushed there. Look at that. First reaper. So, it'll be hot sauce time pretty soon. Take a look at everything else. Rubena's beautiful. Hi, goodies. The squash plant, I came through and I counted, there must be like 30 of these baby butternuts on here. But yeah, they're starting to get diseased. I gotta come through. Oh, there's bugs. Spray, I guess. But a lot of them are getting ripe, so it's time. Still have a few potatoes I can pick. Dig up, I guess. All these sunflowers keep laying over. It's so frustrating. The lettuce didn't take, but there are a few carrots coming up. And then this is the broccoli I planted, and it's doing really well. I had to cage it up though, because of the chickens. Yes, because of you. Or a bunch of peppers in here. And some more beautiful tomatoes. Oh yeah, it's definitely tomato day. This little salvia that survived, oh, the hummingbirds love it. I got yelled at by a hummingbird for coming out here. Working on it. And then, yeah, all these sunflowers just fell down in the wind. But I've got some tomatoes in here. Overall, the chickens are just eating all those. I kind of gave up. And then we have a bunch of peppers. I would not have thought at the beginning of this season that I would get this many jalapenos off of these plants. They were a disaster. But they're loaded now, so. Good, good, good. Of course, there's a million cherries to pick. Although I would say this year we definitely didn't get as many as usual. And then beautiful apples. They're coming along really, really soon. Perennial bed's okay. It's not great. Hi, chicken. The roses are doing pretty good. Ton of the sunflowers again fell down though. That hail and storm we got. But these are looking pretty. These are looking pretty. Look how pretty these salvias are. Oh, the bees like it too. Let's see. A bunch of the sunflowers in the middle just fell, so. Oh well, birds still like them. Look how beautiful this rose is. Love it. This aster's getting ready to bloom. And the Buckeye Susans survived. And the Chloeus, both of them survived, so next year they'll look good. But a lot of it's all smushed down, but it's all beautiful still. So I'm gonna harvest and we'll see what we get. See what you're doing. Ugh. Bad goat. They get the lid off by themselves. Look how huge these pineapple tomatoes are this year. Just enormous. Gotta see this one. I'm gonna go get my scale and weigh this. Just beautiful. They're so big. I am noticing a lot of the tomatoes have split. It's from uneven watering. So nothing I can do about that. It rains and we haven't been putting any irrigation to the watermelon. The tomato bed. So it's fine. I just eat them or freeze them. So they'll be good. All right, I had to come in and weigh this big one. See what we got. Oh my gosh, over 1.5 pounds. Kind of thought it'd be bigger, to be honest with you. That is a big tomato. Let's see this one. Oh, yep, pound. Bet this one's big too. Oh, it doesn't feel quite as heavy. Oh yeah, still just over a pound. That is crazy. Funny how they all ripened up today too. I got a ton. So, well, thank goodness. I was really worried about getting any tomatoes at all. So, I've never had these pineapples so big. I bet it was that fertilizer mix my friend gave me. That stuff was awesome. And I put out worm castings too, so I'll definitely keep that up. So here's what we ended up with. Definitely the best harvest of the year. September usually is. We got a ton of stuff. It's really different this year. I would not have thought it would be even as good as it is at the beginning of the year. But here we are. And I feel like a lot of that had to do with really consistently watering while we had that horrible heat wave in June, and then the fertilizers that I used. But anyway, I just want to talk about the different varieties really quick. So these are my second favorite tomato. They're pineapple. These guys are huge this year. They're just delicious as a slicer, and they freeze up just fine. I did get a few eggs. These little beauties were free seed from Baker Creek. They're the black, oh, what are they called? Starts with a V. Anyway, I'm glad I planted them because they were the first tomato, and they're a little bit bigger than a cherry, so you could use them in salads and stuff real easy. These guys are a hybrid. They're called Super Fantastic, and I mean, I'm gonna say they're mediocre at best. I won't plant this again. This is a great commercial tomato. See all of them? They're the exact same size. They ripen pretty consistently together. So that's good for a crop, but they don't taste good. They taste like a commercial tomato, even a little mealy, I would say. So I might save these for salsa or something. Look at all these beautiful peppers. We have a rainbow this year. So regular jalapenos. These are fully ripened jalapeno. 2 kinds of Thai pepper. There's a red one, and then this orange one is called a true Thai. And then there's a lemon pepper, and then our first reaper. Scary. Look how crazy this guy looks. And then we have some gypsy peppers. I'm gonna try stuffing those. Anaheim. I don't know if I'm gonna grow those again next year. These baby butters, definitely planting these again. So each bush probably has 10 of these, which is plenty for us. And they're in a nice smaller size than a butternut, which is great since there's only 2 of us here. I don't need huge butternuts. So this is a definite yes. These are just your regular California Wonder bell peppers. This one is a winner. I can't believe the size. This is a small one compared to what I've been getting, but they're great, big, blocky. They produce really well. I always have trouble getting them to ripen to red on the vine here. They usually get sunburned, so, but even picked green, they taste really good, better than a store green tomato or a green pepper. Anyway, that's definitely worth the space in your garden. So green bean wise, these are Malibu Pole, and they're definitely my favorite. I always save the seeds from them every year, and they just produce so much, and they really taste good even when they're big like this and the seeds inside have begun to form. They're still tender, they're stringless, they're great. And then these smaller, thinner ones are Jade Bush, and they're delicious. I do actually prefer these taste even better than these, but bush beans are hard to pick, and they produce about 1/4 of what a pole produces, maybe 1/3. So I don't know if I'll produce those, plant those again, just because of physically it's hard for me to bend down and pick green beans. But anyway, these are a few more of that super fantastic. But these guys are the Paul Robeson. These are my favorite tomato. If you haven't tried these heirlooms, you should. I get them at Baker Creek. They're so savory, and they're almost smoky flavored. It's indescribable. You have to try it for yourself. It's definitely a gourmet tomato. Very, very low producing this year. These are the first 2, and this is the 1st of September, and there's maybe like 3 more on the vine. Normally I get a ton, but it wasn't happy this year, so. And then these are the beautiful Italian ones. These are pretty good. I would have thought these would be bigger though. They're, because of how variegated they are, they're kind of hard to use, but they're delicious and beautiful, so I'll definitely plant those again. And then these guys are just Viva Roma, standard Roma. They freeze really well. They're nice and meaty. Use them for sauce. And honestly, I just throw them in the freezer and use them all winter. Oh, I had buckets and buckets and buckets of those last year, but only a few this year. But that's fine. I got other stuff, so. Anyway, it's looking great. That's what we got. So I appreciate you guys coming along. Remember, life's a garden. Dig it.